Imagine having your own personal AI agent that could browse the web, book flights, order groceries for you, you name it, without coding, without any complex setup. And this is exactly what OpenAI's new operator agent promises to deliver. So in this video, we're going to be demoing OpenAI's operator agent. I'm going to show you exactly how it works. And then we're going to go through some of the potential use cases, and you're going to see it work in real time. So let's dive right in. So this is what operator agent looks like. It's basically pretty similar to ChatGPT. You're not going to see too much difference. But what you'll notice is that it can actually go out and take action. So they gave us a couple of preset actions, and from what I found testing this out, it works better when you have some of their pre-built integrations. So let's say I go to Instacart and I say, it'll give us a couple of prompts here. Order me all the ingredients to cook steak with loaded baked potatoes, or order snacks and drinks for 20 people to my office from a club store. And so let's say I just add that in. It'll probably ask us one more question, like where are you based, what store do you want it from, etc. And then it will just go out and do it all. And so it says like, what is the zip code? Let me just like make one up, 78231. I'd like a charcuterie board. No dietary restrictions and no preference on the store. And so once I give it a little bit more instructions, it's actually going to open up a browser here, and it's going to start clicking buttons. So I am not touching my computer right now, and you'll see that it's going to start going to Instacart. It's going to start typing stuff in. It's going to start adding it to my cart. And you'll be able to see here on the left that you can kind of think of GPT's O1 reasoning, where it's actually thinking through all the specific steps that it needs to take. This is just the natural extension on top of that, but it's, I believe, an entire phase shift in how we use AI, because no longer are you restricted to just like the chat window inside of ChatGPT. It's actually going out and taking actions on the web for you. And so we can see here, if I scroll down, each one of these is a specific aspect of its reasoning. So it's entering zip code, updating delivery location, returning to main page, clearing search, entering zip code. And so it's trying to figure out, it looks like it might be caught in a loop right now. So we'll see what ends up happening, but we'll see if it ends up figuring it out. And the idea here is that this is, as this progresses and gets better and better, you can have it do these extremely complex tasks. And like the age of the knowledge worker is essentially dead, because no longer do we need these people to just click buttons and follow SOPs. You can add in a complex SOP and just have it run the entire SOP for you every single day. And so there's a lot of different use cases of this. We're just looking at like a personal use case of having it like order groceries on Instacart. But you can think of this like, what if you had it go and do customer research for you on your competitors and put together a one-pager doc at the end? Or whatever. So it says sometimes it'll come back and it will say like, oh, I couldn't do this, and it needs your input. To find a charcuterie board, I need a specific street address. And so I don't know, 131 Calamita Lane. It's probably not an address, but yeah, I wonder if I could just like look up an address somewhere and just add it in. So let's see what happens if it's not an address. But what it will start doing is, it looks like it might not be finding anything. Maybe I can just say, just start adding stuff to the cart before doing the address. And so essentially, you can imagine the potential of this. If I were to, have 10 of these running at once, I could essentially have like an entire team of agents doing stuff for me. And then as I refine the prompt engineering, as I refine the instructions of what I actually wanted to do, this is essentially like a team of workers that is going and doing stuff for me. And so we're going to see what's happening. It looks like it's actually just getting stuck on this sign up. And so, like I said, this is not perfect yet. It's still getting better. It's going to get stuck. It's not going to, be perfect every single time. But I would love to show you some other use cases as well here, so we can start to see what it could do. So let's look at maybe travel planning. And so if we go here, we go to like travel, find me a campground let's say like Cubs near northern, near Seattle, Washington. All right, so now it's going to try to find me a place to park a camper van on a solo weekend trip near Seattle. So we'll see. I imagine this is not going to have as many like logins or location things because I just told it Seattle. So we'll see if it can figure it out here. And so obviously right now, OpenAI has a bunch of integrations with Operator where it's going to work a lot better with those integrations than without it. Um, and so what I found is if I ask it to do a really, really custom thing, it won't work as well. But I think I'm filming this more to show you that this is where things are heading, right? Learning how to use AI agents and understanding both how to operate browser based agents like this as well as to code them custom. Uh, Not even like code them, but using no code tools like Make or N8N to actually integrate tools like this into your systems is going to be one of the highest leverage skills that you can develop. And so as things are progressing towards this, you're going to see that the actual kind of like manual entry level work is going to disappear. And the people that are going to be irreplaceable in the AI age are the ones that are going to be able to understand and operate agents at the highest level and be able to do the highest quality thinking and strategy in order to understand, what the agents are actually doing. So those who understand prompt engineering, who can understand how to like really specifically prompt these agents and get the same result every single time, even while these platforms are still working on improving it. These are the people that are going to be able to add the most value. And no matter if you're like an employee or trying to start your own business, um, this is going to like 10, 50, 100x the amount of value that you can add as one person, because you can basically like I could be going and maybe I'm like going to do some work here and I'm like going to go to make.com and create some systems. I can just have this running in the background and it's still going to be doing different things. And so I'm going to say like find me the cheapest spot in the safest area with the best views. So I just like told it that, and let's see if it's going to be able to actually research this. And so it's thinking, and as you see here, every time it's thinking, it's figuring out all of these different actions to take. And each one of these, essentially how Operator works, it's actually pretty simple. How it works is every time it like does something. So let me like go to one of these specific examples here. Let me click on this. Still blurry for some reason. All right, so you can see it's just basically taking a screenshot of your browser, of this virtual browser, and that's why it's like not running in your actual browser, um, because that's like there's too much security risk if it had access to your credit card or bank account or something like that. But it puts it into this virtual browser, virtual machine that OpenAI sets up for you, and um, essentially it's taking a screenshot and figuring out where to click, what to type, what to do. So it's just taking a bunch of screenshots and like clicking buttons on the screen based on the pixels that it's like pulling into its virtual machine. So that's essentially how it works. If I jump back to live, let's see the best option. So it says the best option for your solo trip near Seattle is Marine View Drive-In City Oasis in Federal Way, Washington. It's rated 100%, priced at $40 a night in a safe neighborhood, and offers views of Puget Sound. So that's pretty wild that we can just ask it to do that, and it's at the place where it's telling me this is the best place to go and the safest with the best views. And so you can start to imagine what different use cases there are. You can, if we look at some of the pre-built ones here, local services, order an Uber from work, deliver groceries, shopping, travel, news. I think customer research is definitely interesting. So maybe if I just like put in this prompt and see what happens, summarize the latest in AI news. And so, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, this is still in beta. I spent $200 to get access to this. I'm not sure I would recommend you spend $200 quite yet to get access to this. I don't think it's at the point where you're going to be able to, use it in your day-to-day operations in a way that's really efficient. But I think understanding what it is and how it works and some of the use cases, I think it's going to really help you, because when this thing gets to a place where it's good enough to truly help you in your day-to-day workflows as a knowledge worker, then you're going to be ahead of the curve, right? And so this stuff's only going to get better. And I would, if I were you, I would keep an eye out on this stuff to understand where agents are heading, and kind of noticing and thinking about how could you use an agent. Once this gets good enough, how could you use this agent to level up your workflows? Because the people that have the most clarity on what they're doing on a day-to-day basis, what the specific strategies they are trying to implement are, those are the people that are going to be able to use these agents the best. Because if you don't really know what you're doing, it's kind of like AI just amplifies what's already there. And if you have a really clear direction and like a massive amount of clarity, this thing's going to like be able to skyrocket you in that direction. But if you don't really know what you're doing, you don't have a strategy, you don't have direction, you don't have clarity, then it's just going to amplify that. And you're going to be even more confused and overwhelmed. So I hope you found this sort of demo use case tutorial of OpenAI's operator helpful. If you want to actually build your first agent in a weekend, so this is a browser-based agent. We also have like custom no-code agents. And if you're interested in building this out, I actually have a community where I show people how to build an agent in a weekend. I have a bunch of different templates that you can install within 30 minutes and get your agents up and running. Kind of teach you the prompt engineering that goes into them. We have weekly calls where we actually go and build agents live on Zoom calls, and we kind of dialogue and discuss about why we're building it this way and not this way, and what are like actual use cases. And after building, agents for clients, these are real use cases that businesses are using. These aren't just some like random agents. And so feel free to, join the community. I'll do a onboarding call with you directly to help you understand like what are the different directions you want to head in. And so that's in the description. But other than that, thank you so much for kind of watching this demo of operators. I'm really excited about where the space is heading. I hope you are as well. And yeah, have a beautiful rest of your day.